Kanata and Moonlight. You voted for him as well.
I did too, buddy. Yeah, I got your back. I thought, you know, this could be a pretty good shot for SBENU. soO, he hasn't been playing that well recently. I think he had a pretty hard time. I think it might have been in the IEM qualifiers. I have to double check that. But I wasn't impressed when I checked up on him and how he's been doing.
Yeah, same. Well, 6-10 for MyuNgSiK, but he has been on the rise in recent times, and he has a positive record versus Zerg at 5-3. And outside of Pro League especially, his GSL results really speak for themselves.
Yeah. Yeah, he's been doing well for himself. He's been also really lifting for SBENU. At least maybe the first few weeks of this round, he was doing really well, and then he started to lose a couple.
Yeah.
But he's always a very dangerous player, especially against Zerg, because he's always got these really interesting builds.
He's very similar to Liquid Hero, just that he's more consistent, I guess, than Liquid Hero.
Yeah, and he gets more playtime as well than Liquid Hero.
Yeah, and I feel like that's why we see this guy just have better results overall. Looking at soO, he has an incredible Pro League record. You know, he's 11-3.
It's actually amazing. Most of that coming from ZVZ. He is like actually the god of ZVZ right now. They use him mostly for that. Today is a little bit different. It's kind of a worry because we did see him play in the IM Shenzhen qualifier, and he did lose to Zest and Trap, the only two people he lost to, and he lost in straight stats to both of them. So
that's what the stats I looked at when I looked at this and voted for MyuNgSiK.
Yeah.
I saw that and I thought, wow, both of those guys. I mean, Trap especially losing him 0-2.
Yeah, it's kind of a surprise, and it is showing a pretty big hole in his play. He's great against Terran. He's perfect against Zerg. Protoss there is a problem.
That seems to be the case. Moonlight, let's find out if he can beat MyuNgSiK. To the top left in pink for SBENU, it's MyuNgSiK.
Down here in the bottom right for SKT1, soO.
Doesn't look like he's in the best condition today. Oh, well, that's what it's looking like so far.
Yeah, yes it is.
And, MyuNgSiK has a plethora of builds he can roll with. It already indicates to us he's going to be going for a gateway-oriented expand based on that pilot play. So we have seen some players crazy enough to put Forge on the main.
Yeah, you know, it used to be the meta to throw that Forge in your main base just to make it harder to scout.
Yeah.
And a little bit more safer as well. Let's see. Let's see what MyuNgSiK has planned for soO.
soO's going to drone scout.
Drone scout slash proxy.
Absolutely a high chance of that.
Yeah. I think that might just be it.
You think he's just going to proxy the net?
Yeah, I think so, and it's going to be a perfect play because we are going to see a Nexus first build from MyuNgSiK. So if he can get it up in time, the probe's coming down now.
Ooh, the probe's checking.
If this drone gets around the side, maybe avoids being found. Oh, he's going to run to it and throws down a pylon.
Wow.
Wow.
I don't think I've never seen someone actually use a pylon to block the hatchery at their main, at their own base, rather.
That's kind of clever. I like that.
Gonna have to cancel it soon, but with 2 probes here, he's got no issues. And still micro god here so far. soO denying this for so long with 1200 APM.
Oh, wow. It's getting high as well.
Okay, there it goes.
You can just see how much he's right-clicking that drone as well. It's like 100 APM just on that.
Well, you know, he did deny that Nexus quite significantly.
Yeah, and he also knew exactly the build of MyuNgSiK because of that, and he goes for that 2 hatch before pool.
Might even steal a gas on the other side. I don't think he necessarily has to do that, but he might. We've seen him do that before. We've seen a lot of Zerg do that. Looks like he got denied. He's just going to leave, get that extra mining.
It's not a bad idea either. You know, just save the drone, bring it home. Yeah, so pretty good stuff for soO, I have to say. Looking like he really understands his play already.
Yeah.
And MyuNgSiK also getting a hint of what might be coming, and with that pylon block, very smart.
We're seeing like really high level play today from all of these teams. All 4 teams having really specific clear knowledge of how their opponents are going to open in this matchup.
So far, this match, I got to say, has been a lot more straightforward, though. The last one was really wonky. I got to say.
Sure. No, especially that Gumio game.
Oh man, some weird ones.
We didn't even get to have that in the interview. Nobody could discuss that. Sadly.
Yeah.
Oh well. So, third base coming along smoothly. We'll have to wait and see what MyuNgSiK wants to do tech-wise once this Cyber Core finishes, because that's really going to be the deciding factor on how this early game really finishes up and what we're going to see in the mid-game, tech-wise.
So it's going to be that Stalker Mothership Core for now. Whatever's going to come later. Not sure what he'd choose. Stargate's usually the response you see against the double hatch before pool, because it is such a greedy opening. There's a chance that you can do some real damage with it. But, and it also means you can secure your third base pretty easily, because there's not going to be much beside Lings on the map this early on.
Yeah, with no Forge, seeing a Twilight Council go down here would be odd. So I think we are going to see a Stargate in just a second. He's got 50 more gas. He's going to have to mine first before that's going to happen. Lings are checking over here to see if that third base has been put down super quick.
Forge?
There it is. We could see a Twilight Council here then.
Yeah, you can see. I'd like to see a Twilight at this point. I mean, you're going to get those upgrades out pretty quickly. Blink Stalker's good on this map with a lot of sentries. Pretty hard engagements in a lot of this map, actually. A lot of really ugly choke points.
Yeah, the current map pool and the lack of Swarm hosts does make fighting against upgraded gateway units, especially the Blink Stalkers, quite a challenge for the Zerg.
Yeah, it's quite the issue at this point on. We still see Zerg find a way.
Yeah, already seeing some experimentation in that regard. From double burrowed movement roaches to infestors and the like.
More sentries coming out, so it leads me to believe it's just going to be a pretty much techless third base here with a lot of gateway units and a lot of upgrades. There, no +1 just yet. There we go.
Finally getting that out here. Already working on that collapsible cooling tower. You can hold this third base a little bit easier. And Roach Warren coming down. Highly doubt we'll see soO doing any of those double Roach Warren shenanigans. It's not the type.
No, he isn't the type.
I mean,
probably a safety Roach Warren, if anything.
Exactly. He's more known to do that. If this were a ZVZ, I would see a Roach Warren say soO might just hit with +1 and try to kill him, but
probably, right?
Not in this matchup.
No, he's very good at being defensive in this matchup. It's one thing I've noticed over the last couple of seasons of GSL and Star League.
Yeah, and which actually cost him, you know, I feel, his finals, the GSL finals that he played.
Right.
He was too defensive at times.
6 Roach is going to be coming on out just as defensively as you saw those sentries move across the map.
Really interesting building placement for MyuNgSiK, actually, with those gates.
Yeah, it's
not
pretty unusual, right?
He's not walling the normal ramp, but you know what's interesting about this? This is quite unique, because normally you see, we are seeing burrow movement.
I think he might be hiding it. He's just going to go for maybe an empty third base all-in from this.
Yeah. Well, another thing to think about is usually when attacks do hit, you see the roaches split between the main and the natural, like a wedge, and hit both sides. But if you wall the secondary ramp, it allows the roaches to do that. But if you wall this one, the roaches have to walk all the way around to hit the third base. So I kind of like this.
I like it a lot. And he is actually probing up that the third, so it won't be empty. And he's actually adding Robo Bay. So still a normal game for now. Thought it might be an all-in just because he might be trying to hide these gateways. Just a little bit in a weirder sort of place.
And that Robo Bay is in a very exposed spot right next to the third base. If he does decide to hit that third head-on.
It really is, right? I guess it is a bit of an all-in if we do see roaches go up that debris, like blows it up, runs in there. Then they're essentially trapped with no escape ever.
Yep. And that's part of the reason why we see these gates here. Again, a different wall configuration than most processes would choose on this map, because the debris is already a wall that exists. All-in clause is finished, but without speed just yet. Now it's started. It's going to try to hit with Hydras and Roach speed roaches.
Right.
This is a new variation.
I kind of like this, especially because there's no detection. There's no cannon at the front. This can do so much damage.
Yeah.
There's nothing here to spot it at all.
Speaking of damage, this hatch does not get canceled. We'll see if he can finish targeting it down. Where are those Hydras?
Ooh, they're coming. They're a long way away. That's going down for sure. This might make up for it, though, if these roaches get some real probe kills.
Yeah, but he's going to get a lot of them. The Colossus is about to pop out, but it's not ready yet. Hatch is replaced meanwhile. And here they come. 3 roaches at the natural, 3 roaches in the main base, and a hive on the way at home for the follow-up Viper push, I suppose.
I think it'd have to be Vipers. And here we go. He triggers the main base and the natural. So a lot of damage coming down, both sides being pulled. And I'm sure he cannot believe that this actually happens. Yep. It's such a random thing to occur.
The Observer is now on the way in a response to this. The damage has been done. 6 probes already. Can target down a few more, then just continue to burrow. That's exactly what he's doing.
3 roaches are one-shotting probes, so really nicely done. 9 probes go down and a lot of probes pulled.
Good micro. Even the probes are getting frustrated about this one. Gonna get involved in this fight. Third base has been up for a long time for MyuNgSiK, but you can see that Kami has clearly been stifled by this. And look at the supply lead that soO has with a push that with Vipers can kill.
Yeah, this is actually, it was way too much damage, and it's surprising damage too. It's like something that you just wouldn't expect to happen, but does. You'd be feeling pretty embarrassed by it.
Yep. And keep in mind that while he pushes, he will have a 4th base not only to reinforce from, but also that he's mining from, that he can transition into with his Viper push. First Viper on the way. I think he'd ideally want to have 2 or 3, though, right? Okay, he's adding the second one now.
Yeah, 2 or 3 would be just enough, you know, just enough for a blinding cloud or 2, or a couple of abducts. Trying to eliminate those Colossus and make everything just that much easier. He is maxed out too, so he's going to be looking for it very soon.
Templar on the map now. Still much easier said than done to feed back those Vipers against ranged Hydras and burrow movement roaches.
Yeah, burrow movement's going to have a big play in this because he's going to need to get on top of this gateway army eventually. And only 2 Colossus too, so that can be dealt with very quickly.
Spire coming down here does show us that soO has already planned for the late game with this 4th base, planning on going Broodlords after doing damage. And wants to just cripple MyuNgSiK here and then get ready to finish him off eventually with that Supreme late game with the Broodlords.
He's getting enough energy on these Vipers before he makes the move. He needs to do it soon. That army of MyuNgSiK is getting pretty damn big.
Yeah.
Here we go.
Here comes that army.
Storm almost finishes well, Wolf.
Yeah, exactly. And he has, with this army, you know, not a huge Hydra count. Just enough to do damage at the back, but not enough to where it's a 2 Hydra heavy that Storm's going to be great.
Oh, it's going to buy enough time for the Storm.
Yep, Storm will be ready for this. Warp Prism is going to drop a few more Zealots over here. There's just a Queen to defend, forcing a lot more multitasking here for soO. In fact, he pulls his army back.
Wow.
He can start a Greater Spire here in just a second, but he really missed his window to make this comp work with the Vipers, the Hydras, and the Roaches.
Yeah.
And once MyuNgSiK attacks, if he can wipe this army once at soO's base, it's going to be hard for him to replenish those units.
Yeah, this is a big problem. He's going to come across the map. I feel like he should have definitely fought over that side so he can rematch with the more efficient sort of unit group. There's never going to be a time where we can stand still and fight this army because Storm is just going to push him back again and again and again. If he can get this Warp Prism would be a huge, huge advantage.
Yeah. Looks like he's going to split his army.
Oh, this is smart too. He's got to buy time here. Yep. He's in such a bad place.
Spine's coming up. He needs time for that Great Spire. Look at his money too. He's got a ton of money, so he can, if he has some space to work with, and that extra time to make these units, he can get them out. Every unit he loses, every unit he trades.
Yeah.
These spines are not ready. So many of them on the way here, but not a single one finished. All of them are canceled. The Greater Spire looks like it may actually get targeted down here.
Yeah, bad spot for it, that's for sure.
It's going to be an elimination race, it looks like, but I don't think this is the one that soO is going to be able to win.
Well, I mean, there is no buildings on the map except for one pylon. We're definitely going to see a recall. I think it might be in the national, maybe the main base. The third base has gone down already from MyuNgSiK. It's just about how much he wants to commit to this attack, how many bases he wants to try and deal with.
Okay, well, he's going to have to do it soon. Let's see what he decides to do. We saw Hero decide not to recall. They won him the game. It's against a different composition. Now, with this bank and gas I was talking about earlier, soO has the ability to max and Mutalisk. Well, not max, but, you know, make as many Mutalisks with all of his gas as he can. This is going to be a more mobile comp, the best comp that you're going to be able to make versus a base trade versus a Protoss.
Yeah, well, here we go. It looks like it's going to be a full-blown base trade. He's going to let the main go as well, so it's all going to be down to this Warp Prism full of probes and that one probe and pylon on the map.
Yeah. This is oh well, Probe Pile might get targeted down here. Interesting choice again. We're starting to see this more and more often. We saw this earlier today. We will need to make a Nexus soon in order to prevent being revealed.
Yeah.
And actually, he's actually really starting to run out of buildings too.
He's already getting revealed from MyuNgSiK, man. He's making an assimilator down in the center. And making one to the right now. So it's going to be up to soO to track them all down. soO's actually got a pretty healthy bank as well behind this.
So basically what we're seeing here is soO is being eliminated. His hatches are being eliminated back and forth. Each time the hatch is killed, a simulator is placed, and he's just piggy hopping between these simulators.
Oh, Mothership Core out in the middle of nowhere as well.
Oh my God, he cannot lose that.
He cannot lose that. He's not actually paying attention there. And so soO's going to let it go for now. Instead, just saving the main for now.
Your Stalkers go down to 3. I think soO's just oh, there it is. He sees it.
Wow.
That is a huge mistake. That's like unforgivable.
That's a big blunder. I will never forgive him, Wolf.
I actually almost like soO has an army to where he can begin to start trading with some of these units.
No, I think he's got to stay completely away from this army because Storm is just going to wreck everything. That is an army that cannot face Storm.
He has no Vipers, which I didn't realize. Okay, he has 0 Vipers.
I think he's simply got to start mining again from these extra bases. And from there, like, there's really nothing that MyuNgSiK can do. He's going to try and move across the map again. Probably make an assimilator or 2 down there.
Oh, wow. Did not expect this. Rebuilds his Nexus in his main off the side. His Overseer really close by.
That is risky. And this is also a big risk what MyuNgSiK is doing now.
Ooh, gonna catch these drones.
That's a pretty big advantage, actually. That's actually a really big move.
And now it looks like he's gonna get, but that's the last drone.
That's the last drone, and it gets away.
Oh, man.
Oh.
And this hatch, of course, will go down. The hatch to the bottom left will as well. Load spot already. He's gonna piggyback another one of these assimilators. The Nexus is not spotted yet. Mulists are checking everywhere. Meanwhile, this hatch will be placed at the top right.
Oh, Muties are going to find it at the top.
Okay, this will have to be canceled. He does have an assimilator on the way. So cancel that, save that money. But he only has 680 left. He's starting to get pretty low.
Yeah, still, that's a pretty healthy amount. He could put down another Nexus somewhere decent. Oh, this Warp Prism with this probe just creating so much problems. So many problems.
3 probes going over here to the wrong place. Okay, so he can actually take soO's main and eliminate this hive. And just try to hole up into this base. How many observers are there? Can you check? There are 2 observers, okay.
Yeah, 2 observers with the army.
And 2 overseers. So something to keep in mind. Detection always very important in these sort of situations. For scouting bases, but also for, you know, like Burrow, for example.
Burrow would be a big thing here.
Okay, well, he's actually moving in to try to... Oh, it looks like what he wants to do here maybe is try to control the ramp. If soO can actually fan out at the bottom of that ramp, it's going to be very difficult for MyuNgSiK to actually break out.
Yeah, but there's always Storm. I think it's still just a matter of just no way this army can fight what MyuNgSiK has. He's always going to have to maneuver around it. If he runs into it head first, he will just get everything wiped out.
All right, this base is spotted.
Ooh, big break forward. This is how confident MyuNgSiK is right now.
He's going for the attack. The Nexus is almost complete, meaning that if it does complete, he will not be able to cancel it later if it's scouted.
Well, he's going to start hunting the army here of soO. soO's going to be looking for the remaining buildings with the remainder of his army.
Yep, he wants to eliminate the last of those buildings. Does he have vision? Oh, he's going to run into this Warp Prism that has the probes!
That is such an important thing.
Oh, now he can send Hydras back perhaps as well. There's one more probe on the map, though.
Where is it? I think Mutas are going to get it.
Oh, man. Okay.
Oh, it's so close. He doesn't get it.
He saves the Warp Prism. This Nexus will go down. What about the structures? What's up? Oh, he's defeated! Oh, what?
That shouldn't have happened.
That should not have happened.
soO can't even believe it. He's like, seriously, I won that? What?
Did you see MyuNgSiK's face?
Oh.
I think he thought he had a building queued, but he did not.
Oh, what a mistake at such a crucial time. And no one can believe that happened.
Oh, my God.
SKT, 1 point away from winning now. He's going to be salty after that one.
Oh, man.
Damn. I think you can only laugh there, man. Damn it.
I can't even believe that happened. Look at his hand, it's shaking. Whoa, I have nothing else to say.
Yeah, that is crazy.
That should not have happened.
That should never have happened. He had the army. He just had to keep it building somewhere so he could deal with what soO had left over.
Well, soO wins, putting SKT 2-0 ahead here.
Now it's up to Dongri-gu to get the job done up against Classic, the Star League Season 2 champion.
Not looking good.
Not looking good at all, Wolf.
This was a win they needed to take.
That was the win they needed to take. Wow.
MyuNgSiK explaining to his teammate what was going through his head. Most likely that he thought he had a pylon queued or something else was happening, or maybe he got too distracted. He thought he had one more building, but he just simply didn't. And I mean, look at his handshake. This is their playoff life on the line right now. And he did not make the building in time. A very stressed situation, a very rare circumstance. You know, base trading is one of those situations that you practice the least. In practice, it's a thing that doesn't happen very often. And it's a huge, honestly, in MyuNgSiK's feeling right now, probably very embarrassing mistake that he's made in front of thousands of people.
Yeah.
His teammates are wanting him to win. They need this win, and he makes a simple mistake that cost them this game. And now Dongri-gu has to beat a Star League and GSL champion. We're going to have that match after a 3-minute break. See you in just a few.